Okay, here we go. Tell me you can hear me, I hope. I've had some software issues, streaming troubles, but external microphone seems to be active. Webcam seems to be active. I think we're live. Let me just mute this. All right, so yeah, today I'm going to do readings. I kind of made a decision last time. The last reading I did, I was looking at weekly horoscopes, and I've kind of decided that I'm going to not try that for a while. I'm going to just do monthly. I feel like it's going to be a little too overwhelming to do weekly horoscopes, and just I kind of like the impromptu nature of just doing whatever is kind of in the news and relevant predictions, things like that. And yeah, so maybe in the future, maybe next year, I'll resume with weekly horoscopes. Let me know if you really want them. Maybe I will reconsider, but for now, I'm just going to do monthly horoscopes. And yeah, I keep meaning to do this early in the morning here because I know a lot of you are in America, and that would be a little more convenient for you. But I never get up early in the morning enough. So yeah, so I'm just going to do it tonight, and then nobody's here at the moment, and I'm kind of glad about that because then I can just kind of blaze through this and get this horoscopes done and call it a night. So yeah, I'm going to do these, and I don't think I have anything else to say. Let's get started. So let's begin with Aquarius. And something I keep forgetting to do is to make title cards so that you can just kind of jump through this video. I'm going to timestamp it in afterwards, but it takes like quite a while for YouTube to process videos, so I can't immediately timestamp it, and it's a bit of a process. But I just need to remember next time to put up title cards so that you can just jump and see what horoscope we're on. But anyways, so be it. So shall it be. Where are we? All right, I'm just getting the order of all the horoscopes, the order that I do them in usually. All right, so let's start with Aquarius. And Aquarius, I'm just going to read like this today. Looking at the energy for December, immediately what jumped out was the Hermit. Hermit is a more a slower energy in which you're kind of taking a back seat on things, but the hermit that I see a lot is not just this hermit that isolates from the world. It's a hermit who has done the work of isolation and internal work and is ready to go into the world and be, a little rusty in dealing with the mechanics of the popular world, but he or she is capable of introducing a lot of interesting elements to the world that would not be possible without their hermit-like nature. So maybe you need to pause and step out of your regular mode of living and just like take a back seat for a bit, go within. But then when you do come out, you'll be much more effective in the world. That's what I'm seeing for you, Aquarius. All right. So I'm going to move on to Pisces. And Pisces, December, your general energy for December overall. Back this up. All right, there I can sit up better. Yeah, so Pisces, what energy do I see coming your way? So I see right away this jumped out, this card, the Hangman. Sorry. The Hangman is not, I mean, it's related in some ways to the Hermit in that it's sort of, in some ways it's even in a more extreme form of the Hermit in that it is like you're not just retreating from life, you're kind of knocked out of your entire sense of identity, your entire connection to this world. You're that thoroughly out of life, and it's a good kind of reminder of your mortality and the brevity of life. And it's often, when you have these kind of scrapes with the edge of the world and reality, when you come back, you're that much more powerful because you've had that experience. So that's what I'm seeing for you, Pisces, that you're going to kind of be made aware of a lot of things in your life that allow you to look beyond the shell, the mere shell of your life, the things that you label as part of you, your physical identity, your memories, your friends and family, your work, your location in the physical space. That's what this is. You're being knocked out of that, Pisces. And I'm seeing that for you in December. And when you come back from it, it's a very empowering experience. So sometimes it can be a bit scary, but enjoy it. And like when you come back, you'll be even more powerful. So that was Pisces. I'm going to move on. And you can expect me to do on the 25th, usually I release kind of expanded versions of the shorts. If you want a kind of a recap, you can see it then. But like I said, I'm going to timestamp this and I'm going to come back to it. And at some point, I'm going to start doing labels so that you can just look wherever I am in the video and see yours. But let's move on. So we're on Aries, looking at December energy for Aries. Aries, not as quick as with Aquarius and Pisces, that their energies really came forth immediately. Aries, I'm finding a little more difficult. Hello, Mara. And I think there's no everyone yet, Mara. You're the first, because I was saying that I kind of hope that I can get on and off before anyone shows up, but I'm glad people are showing up. If you have any questions, of course, feel free to ask. I'm basically at this point on Aries, and I've done Aquarius and Pisces, and moving on to Aries. Let's see what we can expect. I'm looking at December. I also said that I am not going to be doing weekly horoscopes as I'd originally planned. Not doing it right now. I may resume them in the future, but I just decided that it'd be a little too overwhelming right now. I'm just trying to stay on top of what I am currently able to do, and I feel like consigning myself to weekly horoscopes, it would be a little too much. So monthly, though, I will keep doing. And we are on Aries. And one of these days I'll do these tarot readings early in the morning, but for now, I'm still kind of sleeping in pretty late, and it's not happening. So Aries, nothing is coming out. I may have to do these as a spread, lay it out, and then... Okay, Aries, I'm seeing the Three of Pentacles. This is the collaborative worker card, and oh, thanks, monthly sounds good. All right, well, they shall still happen. And so Aries, I'm seeing the Three of Pentacles, and this is basically means that you're going to be collaborating and working with others on a project and working. It's usually a very productive time and it can be quite fun, enjoyable if you like working with others. It's not as like that. Think of like the Three of Cups where they're dancing. It's not like that level of excitement, but it's a good project that you feel that you all are a part of, and you feel is something that is worth your time. So I think it's a good use of your December. So maybe it's preparing for the holidays. Maybe it's finishing up something at work before the holidays. But I'm seeing like a large level of collaboration and recognition too of what you are and what you have through your work. So enjoy that, Aries. Three of Pentacles. All right, moving on. We are at, where are we at? Taurus. Taurus, are you ready for your energy for December? If I seem a little like lower energy myself, it's because I'm just a bit tired. which is good though, because I'm trying to get on an earlier schedule, and what time is it? It's 10:30 here, so I'm trying to. Sorry, my nose is itching. Yeah, like I said, if I am capable of doing these in the morning, I think it'll be better energy for me overall. But it was a good day. So, here we go. So we're at Taurus. I'm seeing the Seven of Cups. Seven of Cups is usually an opportunity coming your way in the form of something that you didn't really have to work too hard. It just kind of came to you, and it's there's a lot of possibilities in this card, and you can kind of, sorry, my nose. Think about like, what is it that is most drawing your attention in this one? If it seems to be one of these other things like the dragon, this is kind of like there's a expression, what the thinker thinks, the prover proves, which means we're talking about your own mind, and basically where you put your attention is going to determine what you kind of experience in this month and in life in general. So there are all these categories of things that you can experience this month, and I think you can kind of let your gravity, your attention move to one, but you can also just kind of choose one and focus your energy on that. So what the thinker thinks, the prover proves. Think about that this month, Taurus, because you're going to be the one deciding what energy you're bringing into this world. And overall, it's positive. Like, you have the opportunity of having something good come to you in this world in this month. And it's kind of just like allowing yourself to choose that. So choose the more positive option and try to see the world through, what's the expression, rosy colored lenses, something like that. It's 9:30 a.m. here in Cleveland. Yeah, see, I know a lot of people it's too early, and maybe the West Coast, it's probably like a lot of people are asleep. So that's why I'm trying to get this so I can do this in the morning, because if I can do it in the morning, then it'll be kind of afternoon, evening for a lot of America. But yeah, it'll happen one of these days. What day is today? Also on Saturday and Sunday. The reason I don't do it in the morning, late morning, or the afternoon is because there's construction here a lot of the weekdays. So it's not super loud, but it's loud enough that I think it'd be distracting, or at least to me. So I would prefer to do it either early morning or late at night, and that's where I'm at. So we'll see what happens. So that was Taurus, the Seven of Cups. Let's move on to. Actually, I'm going to blow my nose because I think it's bothering me enough that I need to take a break. I'll be right back. Let me try one of my placeholder cards. Be right back. All right, I'm back. Gemini, we are on Gemini. Here we go. So Gemini for December, and again, I'm doing the whole month, not just the week ahead. As if you saw my last video, I did a weekly horoscope for the November 20th to 26th. I'm saying again that I'm not going to be doing that, at least for now. I would like to pick that up in the future. It's just I feel like I want to do it when I can be more consistent about it and make sure that I can devote the right energy to it. So right now I'm just going to continue with monthly, and also, my other readings and predictions that I do irregularly, but I try to do at least several times a week. Let's see, after today, I think I'll probably attempt one tomorrow. It's been a while. I've had a few topics. I was going to do one on climate change, kind of the overall trajectory, because there are different scenarios with that could go out a lot of different ways. What level of sea level rise can we expect? Will there be any kind of human intervention, that geoengineering, plans that allow us to somehow influence the weather? Will we have that level of control ever? But anyways, back to Gemini. All right. Gemini, I'm seeing Temperance. So Temperance is about, it involves a choice that you have to make, in which if you don't do something, it's going to be, some aspect of your life could get a little out of control. And, sometimes it's good to let things get out of control. It's sometimes good, but sometimes it's good to kind of, use some restraint. And I like to use the spectrum analogy of chaos and order. And you don't want too much order. If you have too much order, things become over-controlled and boring and just rigid, and not a lot of flexibility for freedom and creativity. But at the other end of the spectrum, if you have too much chaos, it can be enjoyable, but sometimes if it gets too much, it can be, threaten your security, your livelihood. It can ruin your relationships, whatever. And it doesn't really have a limit on what it can damage your health, all kinds of things. So temperance means finding this kind of middle path between order and chaos. And you're the one that needs to decide in December what it is that you're swaying too much towards one or the other. And I'm not going to be the one to tell you which it is. You have to. I think it'll probably be pretty obvious. You just need to consider, is my life too chaotic right now, or is it too rigid and ordered? And kind of move back towards the other direction, just so you can have a little more balance. That's what I'm seeing for Gemini in December. All right, so we've done Aquarius, Pisces, Aries, Taurus, and Gemini. And hello, Rainbow. And as always, too, I can do any personal readings or questions you guys want me to address at the end. Just let me know. But right now, I'm going to keep going with these. Gotten through 5 already. I wish I could always get through these fast, but sometimes things happen. So that's okay, though. Sometimes it's good to be derailed from, just like I was talking about with temperance. Sometimes it's good if these get more chaotic, and sometimes it's good if they get more ordered. And this episode has been fairly ordered. So if anyone wants to inject any chaos, that's fine. We're on Cancer, and Cancers for December. Let's take a look what we can expect. Cancer coming up in December. What do I see? Cancer and all right, Cancer. I'm seeing the Emperor. The Emperor is usually you're the one playing this role, and as this role, it's a position where you have to take a lot of responsibility. You have to make a lot of decisions, and kind of be an authority figure, whether you like it or not. Some people like to be the emperor, some people do not. It's not a matter of, everybody becomes all these at different points in their lives. So in December, though, you're going to be, a lot of these do come down to the holidays, because a lot of people are in countries, or most countries have some kind of holiday in December. In the US, it's kind of largely Christmas, but it's just a general, almost the entire world is affected by the holiday cycle of December, January, etc. So you're going to be handling a lot of that responsibility this month, Cancer. And just remember that while it is a lot of responsibility, you're doing it for a purpose, and try and, enjoy yourself and be kind of more of a jolly Santa type emperor than the emperor that is unsmiling and unenjoying. Like, try to remember, if you are doing this for the holidays, the reason that you're doing it is to experience more joy and bring more joy into your life and the lives of others. So remember that in December, Cancer. All right. Moving on to, where are we? We are on Leo. Leo, are you ready? Here we go. Leo for December. And Leo. All right, so what I see for you, Leo, is the Nine of Cups. And this is, you're going to be, unlike the Emperor for Cancer, Leo, you're going to be basically just enjoying this month and all that it has to offer, and the festivities and the whole mood of it. You're going to be, yeah, this is a wonderful card for enjoying anything. So I think you're going to have a good month overall, and not too much responsibility. I mean, there are responsibilities with this card. This isn't totally carefree, but you've handled things and you're working very well on taking care of what needs to be done, and it's all coming together nicely. So I think both your your Christmas, New Year's, whatever holidays, wherever you're at, are going to be good. So enjoy this month. All right, so that was Leo. Leo, Nine of Cups. Cancer was the Emperor. And I believe Gemini was Temperance. I'm writing these down for the shorts that I make. All right. Moving on to, where are we at? We did Leo, so we're on Virgo. Let's do Virgo. And Virgo. Looking at the energy for the whole month of December. As I've said, I'm not, that came out fast. As I said, I'm not doing weekly horoscopes as I talked about in my last reading. I've decided just to stick with monthly for now. And probably in the future I will resume. Hi, Mark. Just in time, perfect timing. Yeah. Are you a Virgo, Mark? Because that's where I'm at. And yeah, so Virgo, I'm seeing the Queen of Swords. And so it's interesting. A lot of these cards, actually, let me look at them all for this month. A lot of them are kind of more joyful cards, but a few are like Aries has the Three of Pentacles. That's a little more of a responsibility card. And then the Temperance card that was Gemini, that's a little more of a personal responsibility for yourself, having moderation of some nature. And then Cancer as the Emperor is quite a bit of responsibility. But then there's other cards like the Nine of Cups that showed up for Leo. Those are more just carefree and joyous cards. So, Rainbow. So we're on you. Yeah, so Rainbow, what I was saying though is that this is not one of the more carefree cards. It is a good level of responsibility, the Queen of Swords. And it's not like as much though as the King of Swords, for example, who really has to coordinate things and is good at it. But the Queen of Swords is more about, she knows what responsibilities she has this month. She's done, I mean, she's experienced, this month, December, the stress that comes with it many, many times. So she's well aware of what needs to be done and what's going to happen. It's not like a surprise. That's what I'm saying with the Queen of Swords as opposed to the King of Swords. And you can handle it though. I think it's you'll be fine. It's just like you can't be totally as carefree as some of these other cards, but it's still a good position to enjoy December, and I think you'll have a great month. All right, so Mark, you say you're a Leo. We did Leo, and Leo was the Nine of Cups. So that's what I was saying. Like, this is a very less responsibility and more of like a carefree, enjoyable card. Oh, hey, Kara. Yeah, so a lot of people have showed up. It's interesting how when I start these, sometimes nobody's here, but then people just come along. So good to have you all here. And so I've already done Aquarius, Pisces, Aries, Taurus, Gemini, Cancer, and Leo, and Virgo we just did, which was the Queen of Swords. And as I was saying, I've decided for the time being not to do weekly readings, horoscope readings, just monthly, but that I may in the future resume with weekly, because I think I would like to do that, but it's just right now it feels like, like I said, this is not stressful, but it's a busy month, December, and I think if I try and do it right now, it'll be a little too overwhelming with me. I'm just going to do monthly readings and the random, well, not random, but as often as I can, predictions and overall things in the news and so on that I do occasionally. You're welcome, Rainbow. And yeah, so let's move on to, where are we at? After Virgo is Libra, correct? Libra, yes. Okay. So Libra, are you ready? Oh, Mara, you're a Libra. Okay, here we go. And looking at Libra for December, the whole month. And nothing coming up yet. All right, here we go. Seeing the King of Wands. So it was just like what we were talking about with these royalty cards. Royalty cards are positions that are very powerful, but they can also carry a lot of responsibility. So King of Wands, though, is one of my favorite of the royalty cards because he's just such a dynamic character, and it's a very the Wands cards are just incredible because this is why, like in all the movies with wizards, they have wands, because out of the wand anything can come, like anything that you can imagine is possible. So it's kind of a position that you get to decide for the holidays, for this month, some powerful aspect of it is under your control that you can decide to be any way that you want. So you don't have to limit yourself to the way other people did it. You don't have to limit yourself to the way that, the kind of more practical reasons. You can just think in a very big or small way, just like in a new way, a very creative way. So allow yourself to use this creative energy in December to structure. It can also be kind of leading into your 2023, because this is going to be the month that you kind of set things up and lay out your next year. So I think if you can, if that's like what you want to use this energy for, it is possible. I would. It's a very powerful energy. So again, for laying out, I mean, all of these can really be seen as kind of a microcosm of your life and your year as a whole. And this can really lay the groundwork. So this is a powerful, powerful card. Take advantage of it and dream big for this month and next year. Yeah. Um, see you guys. Yeah, like I've said a million times. Like I'm not really an astrologer. I am basically an energy reader. So I'm familiar with, Moon and Scorpio, the terms of the different forms of doing horoscopes, but that's not really my strength. And I'm just looking at more of a general energy. So I think too, a lot of it too, with horoscopes is that like the more information you put into it is you're kind of looking at the forces of the entire universe as they act on the individual. And I'm kind of trying to show what is possible within you this month, the energy that I see like within you. So I think, yeah, you're going to have all these other forces acting on you, but this is like for example, with Libra, this is the card that you have the strongest opportunity to act from this month. And yeah, so we're on, let's see, we did Libra, we were on Scorpio. Scorpio, are you ready for December? I see you asking what sign I am. I'm tempted to say, but the thing is, I kind of hesitate to, because as an online person, I kind of try and protect just like identity theft. So I try and avoid like saying my birthday and things like that. So maybe, I don't know. I'm tempted to say it, but I think for now I'm gonna not. But yeah, I know it's kind of, in some ways, like I'm not too worried about it, because there's a famous person, Adam Savage. So so like most of the time when you look online, you find him, not me. But I don't know. I just, at this point, I'd prefer not to. But I appreciate that you guys are asking. Oh, thanks. So let's go on. So we're on Scorpio. Also, maybe I don't want you guys to think I'm favoring one of the signs over the others. I love all the signs. People are all great, of all different kinds. I mean, just the way I love all the cards. Like some of them are easier to work with than others, but they're all wonderful characters. You have to at least appreciate them as characters, even if you don't necessarily like them. And it's kind of like the people in your life. You may not like that you interact with. You may not all like them all, but you just try and appreciate them at least as characters. All right, so Scorpio for December, I'm seeing the Justice card, which means this is the karma card, I call it, or the what you reap and what you sow card. What is coming back to you at this point at the end of the year? It's basically all the energy from this year is coming back to you in December. And I mean, it's interesting that the new year is a time when people regard their life, because it seems like they're back at the beginning of a cycle, but really every day is the beginning of a cycle. We're, whatever day it is today, November, what day is it? Where I'm at, it's November 23rd. A lot of you, it's November 22nd, but it's the first November 23rd this year, so it's the end of a cycle. And it's just in December, the end of the year, New Year's, that's when we kind of break down our lives and see what have we done this year, how have things gone. And with justice, sometimes it's positive, sometimes it's negative. A lot of times, it's kind of similar to, I was talking earlier about the Seven of Cups, which is, I like to say it's usually positive, because it's usually like something wonderful coming into your life, but you still have to choose it, you still have to act on it. And with justice, it's tempting to say it's often quote unquote negative, in that you don't like it, the repercussions of the past, but it's not bad, like hard and fast, just that, like that other card's not good, hard and fast. This is like saying that justice is coming to you, but it's also an opportunity to learn and grow if you're not happy with the results. It can be, you can be happy with the results though. It can be a time for, just if you've done a lot of things this year that you're happy with, then you're able to kind of look back on that and see that progress and that development. So just consider that. It's a very contemplative card to have in your life, and it's not uncommon, like in December, for this card to come up for somebody. And I think we all kind of experience to a degree this sense of reflection and justice. But Scorpio especially, that's what you're feeling this month in December. All right, moving on to Sagittarius for December. And so we only have two more signs. All right. Sagittarius, I'm seeing the High Priestess for you for December. This is, in some ways, this is even more of a, well, I don't want to call it a hermit, but it's a very withdrawn and within yourself card, in which you're really at one with yourself and evaluating yourself and who you are. Not quite like Justice, in the sense that you're not so much feeling the repercussions of the year coming back to you, but it's like you've kind of moved to this spiritual plane of being, and this calm and very restful state of being. It's some people love being in the state of the High Priestess. Some people who are more high energy and more extroverted can't stand it, but it's really up to you what it means. I'm just telling you that this is going to be the overall energy you have for December, Sagittarius. A little slower, a little quieter, a little more contemplative, and yeah, it can be a very quiet. It's not going to be like a super loud Christmas and New Year's. I wouldn't expect that. It's more of a quiet time of year. So that is Sagittarius. Finally, we're on Capricorn. And after this, if anyone has any quick readings you want, any quick questions you want me to address in your life, we can do that. Just give me a second. So Capricorn, what do we got? Okay, so Capricorn, what I'm seeing for you is the Magician. I feel like the Magician hasn't come up in my readings a lot lately at all. Like I can't even remember the last time we saw the Magician. But again, like the High Priestess, like the Hangman, Justice, a lot of these cards actually this month are major arcana cards, which are, big shifts in life. We had the High Priestess, we had Justice, we had the Hangman, the Hermit. So these are a lot of very major figures. The Emperor and Temperance. All these are like kind of big life concepts. Not to say that these other ones, the Cups and the Wands and the Discs and the Pentacles, Disc and the Sword, are not important. They are, but they're more just like things that everybody can kind of relate to in a day-to-day thing. But the major arcana cards, like the Magician and all the other ones I mentioned, are very major life archetypes that really rumble through your life, and you know they're there. So with Capricorn, you're experiencing the Magician this month, December. That means this is like the King of Wands, which isn't a major arcana card, but this is. It's a really good opportunity to start planning your next year and coordinating the four elements, which are Pentacles, Swords, Wands, and Cups, which is basically the four aspects of your mind and your life that you can experience as an individual. Like Cups are emotions, Wands are the creative imagination, Discs are the practical and physical manifestations in this world, and what did I leave out? Swords are the more logical, rational side of thing. And as a magician, you could see the magician he's holding a wand, he has a cup on the table, he's pointing to the earth, which is, sorry, it's hard to do this in the camera. He's pointing to the earth, which is the pentacles, and he has a sword there. So he has all four of the elements, and he's balancing them all. He's really coordinating them all in a very wonderful way. So this is why I say we're all magicians, because we all have to coordinate these elements in our lives. And with Capricorn, though, this is your month to really coordinate those four elements and to make a good effort to balance them so that your 2023 is really a functional, effective, and wonderful year. And I think, I say, what did I say? Functional, effective, and wonderful. So I think you kind of need to consider all four of these aspects for 2023 Capricorn, because you want the year to be a complete year in which, one, it's emotionally satisfying with the cups. It's satisfying in a joyful, wonderful. You want to really feel in a salient way the emotions this year, but you also want to be able to create things and manifest things into the reality of the imagination, into our real world, and that's the wand. But you also want to take care of the practical necessities, which would be the swords and the pentacles, the more strategic and down-to-earth parts of life. So consider all four of these this month, Capricorn. This is really your month to do that. And I'm talking to every sign, but like I said before, this is really applying to Capricorn this month. But when this comes up for you again in the future, if you're not a Capricorn, just remember what I'm saying, because all these elements are very important. It's usually when people neglect one of the elements that things go wrong, because you can't neglect them. They're all four very important, and it's interesting that the times that we live in, the algorithmic era sorry, I'm gonna drink water, that allows one of these elements to really rise to the fore. So we have online and in real life now too, but online especially, if you pick one of these elements, and everybody likes one or two of the elements more than the others. Let's say, for example, you're more interested in cups, like you like the emotional sides of things, then there's plenty of outlets online to satisfy that emotional energy and neglect the other energies. So this is really why we see these tribalisms online that emerge, because they allow people to move to one of these modalities, and it's not always healthy to just focus on one thing, and you should really make sure you're taking care of each of these four elements. That's what the tarot teaches and shows, and yeah, it's a wonderful device and way of experiencing and analyzing and reflecting the world. So anyways, I think I've said enough about the horoscopes. Does anyone have any quick questions before I sign off? If not, I'll just call it a night. Did I lose everyone in my spiel about the four elements? All right. Well, I'm going to call it a night, I guess. And thank you all for tuning in who did. And yeah, if no questions, I will call it a night. And I do have a question. Never mind. I'm not jumping ship yet. It was weird. It said 0 viewers and now it says 6. So I don't know if it was just the software lagging behind. But hopefully some people are out there. But Rainbow is asking, business advice for December. What should I focus on? Or what should I avoid, please? And Rainbow, you said your sign was Virgo. So With Virgo, I'm just looking at the general energy. So the Queen of Swords, okay, and you're asking for business advice. Well, as the Queen of Swords is already a really good card for business. I mean, it's the swords cards in general are really good business cards. So you're already in a good position in that sense. But let's see if I can look for what else you can. Let's see. How do I want to? Because the way you phrase a question is the way that determines your answers, both in tarot and in life. You know, the questions you ask are very important. You don't want to ask just empowering questions. So I want to say, like, I guess the question I want to ask is, what can you? I guess what can you do to best prepare for your December? Because I already see that the Queen of Swords is coming your way, but that's not really. You don't really need to do much. That's going to happen either way. But what can you do? What can you act upon, or what can you bring more into your life in December? And I'm seeing. Or what might you be neglecting? Because sometimes, like I said, here we go. All right, well, 2 cards came up, which is interesting. And let me just show you, and then I'm trying to phrase how this can mean. So what you could be neglecting. Okay, I think I'm seeing what this is. So in terms of business advice, you're asking. So what you're neglecting is, or what you need to focus on is, with this one, the 9 of Pentacles, this is more about like seeing all that you already have and being aware of all you have. So I think maybe make sure you're clear on all the resources you really have, be they, money, property, like that. Think really hard about what, not just the physical resources, but also internal resources, connections you may have in the real world. Who do you know, like, that can, because a lot of times that's more powerful than, a bank balance or something. Like, if you know the right people, you can do almost anything. So think about that. That's what I'm saying. I said what you're neglecting, and these are the cards that came up. So with this character has abundance already, and I feel like you need to make sure you're operating from abundance and already seeing that you have abundance. One motto that I use a lot, one of my favorite mottos, and I encourage you to adopt it in December, Rainbow, is abundance for life. That's kind of like a mantra. If you ever feel that you don't have enough, then it's going to slow you down. So you just need to remember that you have abundance both within you and without you, like in the outside world. Even if necessarily you don't have the material assets that you think you need, just remember you can always make connections, you can always talk to people and use that to navigate through the world. Now the other one, the 6 of Wands, in terms of energy that you're neglecting, this is similar to that 9 of Pentacles. It says basically a character who's already victorious. So I think what you need to think about is basically operate from the position of being already victorious and let that excite you, because a lot of times people are uncertain, and when they're uncertain, the energy that they're carrying is not very empowering. It's very fluctuating, and you need to already know that you're gravitating towards something that is wonderful, and that you already have the perspective of having that all you want, and that you kind of are already victorious. If you have that mind frame and that know that you're, like, even if things aren't working out exactly as you plan, just know that you're still being drawn towards the energy and the situation that you need right now. If you can maintain your cool in your mind, that's going to be very helpful. So that's the best business advice I can give you for December, Rainbow. And yeah, and like I said, with the Queen of Swords, you're already in a great position though. So just allow that to carry you through December. And are there any other questions before I call it a night? Quick questions relating to anything you would like a quick reading on? If not, I will call it a night. Oh, you're welcome, Rainbow. Absolutely. And anyone else? Going, gone? All right. I'm going to try and do a reading tomorrow night. Maybe, I think. I took a few days off because I just needed to work on music and some other things and just take a break. But I'm going to keep going with these as often as I can. And thank you all for tuning in. And I'll have shorts of all these monthly energies up on the 25th, I think. And see you in the next reading. Good night, y'all. Toodaloo.